Our second inductee is Rick Burkholder.
My coach, Andy Reid, has always allowed me to do the press conferences, and I would hope that any time that I spoke at a press conference, I represented the organizations that I work for as the highest ranking medical official full-time on their staffs. And then I carried the banner for athletic training. So anytime that I got to speak to the media, I tried to portray a message of what athletic trainers do and how we operate and what high standards we operate under. So my impact has been to carry the banner for athletic training through professional football.
People often don't recognize is the fact that Rick has used his career every step of the way to advance our profession and make it better and do good things for the people in our profession and the people that we care for. The fact that he was literally raised in the athletic training room under his dad, Dick Burkholder, and the fact that he understood the passion for athletic training at a very young age and carried that through. And so now as a 20-some-year-old kid, he had this vision for where he wanted to take the profession and how to make it great and how to get there. And he also knew how to get other people to follow him.
I was asked to say something about my son, Rick Burkholder, being inducted into the Pennsylvania Hall of Fame. It's quite an honor for me to have a son come into Pennsylvania Hall of Fame, since I was the first charter secretary-treasurer in 1976. And I can take you back to Boston when Rick, a 12-year-old, went through the vendors and brought all of his tape back to me for my high school training. Since then, he has gone forward to get his master's degree, become an NFL trainer, and be president of the Professional Football Athletic Trainers Society, which is an outstanding honor.
When I think of Rick Burkholder and I think of his tree and where he came from as an athletic trainer who educated him and mentored him, truly his tree is a giant sequoia.
It is quite an honor for me to talk about my son's way, because we are the first father and son inducted into the Pennsylvania Hall of Fame. It is quite an honor and an outstanding evening for the Burkholder family.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rick Burkholder.
Wow, thank you so much. Sorry about my rowdy crowd over here. It's a pit thing, you know. To the committee, thank you. To Tom and Jim, congratulations. We are the Hall of Fame class of 2016, and that is a tie that will bind us together forever. In 1995, as an athletic trainer at the Pittsburgh Steelers, I had a player named Jerry Osafsky, who played at the University of Pittsburgh and was later an undersized linebacker for the Steelers. And in my second season there, he tore his ACL, PCL, MCL, both menisci and his PES group off the bone. And so he went through a rigorous rehab, and I was charged with that task. And so when he came out of that phase of protection, like all of my athletes, I sat down with him and I said, "All right, Jerry, we're gonna do this. We're gonna have these goals." And he put his arm around me, and he said, "There's only two goals: get in the Hall of Fame and win a world championship. All the other stuff doesn't matter." And so, Jerry, I'm halfway here. And with, and with any luck from that big red coach with a big red mustache in Kansas City, if he can pull a rabbit out of his hat in the next 5 years, maybe I'll get the second thing. And by the way, Jerry O played at 11 months and was later in our wedding. In 2013, I won the Distinguished Merit Award here at PATS, and my father read a letter to the audience entitled, "I didn't get here alone." Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. To my mom, who AJ affectionately refers to as the godmother of athletic training. 2 athletic trainers in the house, that's a whole lot of missed dinners and a whole lot of missed holidays. I love you, Mom. To my wife, Christine, the head coach of our house, it's a lot of missed holidays and a lot of late dinners. I love you. Thank you for keeping our ship a sail, especially in the late summer and fall when I'm basically non-existent. To Quinn and Carly are here tonight. If I could do half for you two what my dad's done for me, we'll have a really good ride. I appreciate what you guys do for me. I love you. So there's a book, author named Malcolm Gladwell. Malcolm Gladwell is a writer for The New Yorker. And he wrote The Tipping Point and What the Dog Sees and Blink, but he wrote a book called Outliers. And in the book Outliers, he says the biggest misconception about success is that we do it solely on our smarts, ambition, hustle, and hard work. He believes that an outlier is a person who really doesn't do that, but what really happens is what we do as a community, as a society, for each other matters as much as what we do for ourselves. Throughout that publication, he discusses how family, culture, and friendship each play a role in an individual's success. And he constantly asks whether successful people really deserve the praise that they give them. And he refers to those people as outliers, like you're dealt a better hand than everybody else, and that's why you're successful. I'm supposed to be in this Hall of Fame because I was dealt the best hand possible. I'm an outlier. When I went to Pitt and studied athletic training at that great institution out west, Dave Perrin, Paula Tarosi, Charlie Thompson, all NATA Hall of Famers were my mentors and curriculum director and professors. I was lucky enough to go to Arizona. Gary Delforge, NATA Hall of Famer, curriculum director. When I did my first clinical rotation at Pitt, Pennsylvania Hall of Famer Mark Kepler worked at CMU. That's where I got assigned. And by the way, while I was at Pitt and I played soccer, my first student athletic trainer that took care of me was Pennsylvania Hall of Famer Larry Cooper. So I was blessed. At Arizona, I met my partner in crime. Pennsylvania Hall of Famer Barry McGlumphy, he's been my brother. I've had a lot of late nights, man, a lot of late nights. And Crime Dog, thank you so much for those late nights where you sat and listened to me and believed in me when everybody else thought I was crazy. You're the best friend anyone could ever ask for, and I love you like a brother. In my career in the NFL, I get to work for the famed Pittsburgh Steelers to start out. Who's my boss? Pennsylvania Hall of Famer John Norwig. My NFL internship in New England in 1985, founding father of PATS, Ron O'Neill. So yeah, the deck has been stacked in my favor. It doesn't stop there. Along the way, I worked with legendary coaches in this state, Bill Cowher, Andy Reid, and with great physicians, some of who are here tonight, Dr. Myers, Dr. Dan Christo, Dr. Peter DeLuca, Dr. Gary Dorsheimer, all here tonight. I appreciate you guys coming. And man, you don't know what you have until you don't have it. Thank you, my brothers. Also, I worked with Dr. Fu, Dr. Jim Bradley, Dr. Tony Yates, among others in the Commonwealth. Certainly those men have made me look pretty good over the years. Also along the way, and something that I'm most proud of, is that I've had 4 assistants or interns become head athletic trainers in the National Football League. Scotty Patton, New Orleans Saints, Eric Sugarman, Minnesota Vikings, Chris Peduzzi at the Philadelphia Eagles, and Ryan Grove at the Miami Dolphins. I also have a few interns that have done pretty well in the National Football League as well. Rob Roach, Tom Hunkley, Gordon Williams, Mark Lewis, and Joe Appella, who's here tonight. All Pennsylvania guys who are in the National Football League, and somewhere along the line came through my athletic training room. But be assured that those men have made me. It's not the other way around. Joe, on behalf of that group, I thank you, brother. Also, I've had some great interns that have just had big impact in the Commonwealth. Wes Malacone, Greg Janik, Stephen Izzy, to name a few. Keep up the good work, man. I've been surrounded by greatness, and luckily, I've surrounded myself with people smarter and better than me. I've been given a gift to be able to take care of the world's best athletes in the world's best sport. Macklin, Woodson, T.O., Westbrook, Runyon, Brian Dawkins, Jamal Charles. And the one really cool thing for me as an athletic trainer is I've had 4 Hall of Famers, Rod Woodson, Kevin Green, Dermonti Dawson, and the Bus Bettis, all invited me to attend their Hall of Fame ceremony and sit with their families. And of course, in true athletic trainer fashion, I went to training camp with my team instead. All right, finally, as these thank yous go, and you look at this deck of cards that I was dealt, right? I was dealt the ultimate hand of 4 aces by being the son of an absolute legend. I could stand up here and tell you many stories about my dad, Pennsylvania Hall of Famer Richard Burkholder, whose name's been mentioned a dozen times tonight already, how loyal he is to his high school and why he's never left that place. And all the things that he's done, I'd probably surpass AJ's time at the podium, so I'll just let that go. But I will tell you this, the most important lesson my dad ever taught me, and I saw him do it and he said it with words. He told me, treat the person, not the injury. It's carried me through my career. Unbelievable advice. I will be eternally indebted to you, Dad, and I hope that when I'm done with this great career that I've done half of what you've done for both my athletes and for athletic trainers everywhere. Thank you for allowing me to be part of this great profession. I'm so honored to be the first father and son team ever inducted into this great Hall of Fame. I love you so much. So you can see that I'm an outlier. And to be given so many opportunities with so many great people and not get into this Hall of Fame would be a failure on my part. So yes, I belong here, but this award should not be about me. It should really go to all of you for raising me right over the years. I'm so blessed and so honored to be here. In pro football, the NFL Hall of Fame is always during training camp, and I love the NFL Hall of Fame. I love that night because we're in training camp, we're trying to kick off a year, we got all these uncertainties, everybody's 0-0, and here's the greatest in our game, and they're presenting to the world. And the ones that I really loved are the guys that get up there and they tell stories and they have a message. And tonight, I'm going to try to do just a couple things with a couple stories that I have with this message. I believe